forgotten hero who saved an entire village during World War II. In the rolling hills of Eastern Europe, nestled between forests and cobblestone paths, there lies a village with no statue, no plaque, and no monument. But ask any elder, and they will speak in hushed, reverent tones of a man who once walked among them, a man who saved them all and asked for nothing in return. This is the forgotten story of Gregor Ivansky, a quiet schoolteacher with chalk on his fingers and fire in his soul, who, during the darkest days of World War II, became the silent shield that protected an entire village from destruction. Stay with us till the end and find out how he did it. The year was 1942. The war had already consumed much of Europe, but the small village of Zelenka, tucked behind a ridge of pine-covered mountains, had remained untouched. Life moved slowly there. Milkmen called out at dawn. Children ran through muddy paths, and Gregor Ivansky taught history and Latin in a stone schoolhouse with a broken bell. He was not a soldier. He wasn't even particularly loud, but he noticed things, like the German patrols inching closer on the radio, the whispers in the wind about resistance fighters nearby, and the sudden disappearance of a neighboring village's postman, never to be seen again. One evening, a young boy named Emil burst into Gregor's classroom after hours, breathless. "Sir, I heard them, the soldiers, in the woods. They said they're coming here." Gregor froze. His hands trembled slightly as he removed his glasses and wiped them, more to gather himself than to clean the smudges. He knew what that meant. The Germans suspected Zelenka of hiding partisans or Jews. And if they came, no man, woman, or child would be spared. Gregor didn't sleep that night. Instead, he walked the empty village paths, his mind racing faster than his feet. At sunrise, he gathered the village elders, the mayor, and the priest. "We have one chance," he said calmly, "but you must trust me." They would stage a typhus outbreak, a disease the Nazis feared more than bullets. Over the next 48 hours, the villagers followed Gregor's every instruction. Children smeared soot and red berry stains on their cheeks to mimic rashes. Bedsheets were dirted and hung from windows like hospitals. The priest forged a Red Cross notice with Gregor's ink stamps. Coughing became an act, moaning a performance. Fear, very real. On the third morning, a convoy of gray trucks rolled into Zelenka. Boots struck the earth like thunder. German officers, sharp-eyed and unsmiling, stepped out. One barked in broken Slavic. "Who is in charge here?" Gregor stepped forward. "You don't want to come closer," he said in German. "We have typhus. 5 are dead. The priest is infected. You'll bring it back to your camp." The officer paused, looked around. Flies buzzed over rags, soaked in fake vomit. The stench of fermented cabbage was so strong it made even the healthiest gag. And most convincing of all, not a single child was seen outside. The officer cursed, snapped his fingers, and just like that, the soldiers turned back. The trucks roared away, and the village exhaled like lungs relieved of smoke. For the rest of the war, Zelenka was left untouched. But Gregor never spoke of that day again. He continued teaching, died of natural causes in 1974, was buried in the same quiet churchyard he passed every day on his walk to school. No medals, no parade, not even a headline. In 2005, a historian named Eliska Novak, researching local war archives, found something odd. A German field report noting Zelenka quarantine, suspected typhus outbreak, no military value. Curious, she visited the village. The elders were old now, but their memories were sharp. They pointed to a dusty photograph hanging in the school. A man with kind eyes, wire glasses, and a suit worn at the elbows. "That's Gregor Ivansky," they said. "He saved us all." But no one ever came to ask how. Eliska wrote the story down. It spread. Children who had once smeared fake rashes now had grandchildren of their own, who finally understood the price of their safety. Heroes don't always wear uniforms. Some wear cardigans and carry textbooks. Some whisper when the world expects shouting. Some die forgotten until someone remembers. Gregor Ivansky never asked for his story to be told, but now it is. And in a village once nearly wiped off the map, he lives on, not in bronze or marble, but in the quiet gratitude of generations.